Hey there, viewers! A Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Henkei Galvatron. Now, this is kind of a controversial figure, if you will, and that's because it's Universe Galvatron. I mean, come on. This is a really hated figure in the community. Like, seriously. Like, this and, like, Universe / Henkei Ironhide just often regarded as some of the worst figures that we've gotten. And honestly, hot take, I do kind of like Universe Ironhide, although that's mainly because I have the Henkei version of that, and that fixes some of the visual issues. But what about Galvatron here? Does this fix the issues that the Universe version has? Well, let's start off with the box. Now, just like with Cyclonus, the box is rather fancy looking. I mean, of course, with the Universe box, it was just like, what? Picture of him, his name, and like, what, that was it. But the Henkei version? Well, we got a picture of Galvatron here looking rather menacing, holding a bit of energy on. Of course, we got a bunch of Japanese I can't read. D06, not D16. Of course, Transformers, which is actually like 3D, which is pretty cool. Transformers, Karatobi. The back, got him transforming, which is pretty cool. Rather, like, a funny thing, where I got this from, it says 14 plus, this is not a toy. And I guess they sold it as a collectible because it's the Japanese version. And rather interestingly, this is actually meant to be the cut third mode, that walking tank mode. So that's kind of interesting. And we got his stats. Got some features. So we got light piping, a firing missile, and I don't know, the chrome finish. But of course, we got some other figures, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And of course, we do have some other stuff. So we get like the little booklet thing, which is quite folded up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the one that came with Ironhide, because they both have the same one. So you can see it's Galvatron and Ironhide just fighting. Which, okay. Here we got a little diorama. And it's got a small story. I have a hilarious picture there. I'm pretty sure that's Megatron. And yeah, we've got Galvatron right there. That's really nice art. Got Ironhide. So yeah, I can see a picture of Ironhide right there. Got like the sword weapon that he comes with, and he stabs Galvatron in the fucking mouth. I am not joking, like... And we just got, I know, an ad for these two figures. So there you go. And the back's just an ad for some more figures, so there you go. Hey, post-editing Charlie here, just realized, forgot to show the card. Yeah, I am an absolute idiot, but here's the cards. So, there's that. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. Oh, back to the video. But moving on to the figure. Well, we can see that Galvatron's a tank. Which, okay. This was during the time when they were trying to reinvent G1, so this is a pretty nice looking tank, especially with like the Henkei version makes it look especially nice with all this chrome. Like seriously, like got some chrome here for the side missiles. The entire turret is chrome here. Like, I'd argue that the Henkei version makes this look a lot nicer. Although, this does come at a bit of a worry, because this could scratch, this could lead to fingerprints, so, yeah. But, this still does look really nice. Anyway, of course, we've also got the missile launcher here. So let's see how that fires. And that fires pretty well. Yeah, because this was back at like during the time when they weren't like they weren't allergic to gimmicks back then, so you could just fire a missile off. And that fires really well. Holy shit! Like that actually went blasting off the desk. So, yeah. That actually does fire really well. Anyway, for more details, we can see it says Galv 25. Galv, obviously Galvatron 25. Well, this was like, what, 2008? So, 25th anniversary of Transformers, pretty much. Man, now we're past the 40th anniversary. Oh my god. But anyway, you have some screws right there, because why not? You can kind of see the treads. Got the actual wheels right there. And he rolls. I mean, tanks are meant to roll rather slowly anyway, so. But anyway, we can see like a little sighting thing here, or I think it's meant to like fire missiles off. Don't know tanks all that well, but it does look pretty nice. And finally the underneath, which, oh, that is kind of a cluster fudge down there. But that's just because the transformation itself is kind of a cluster fudge. And well, we'll see when we do the transformation, because yeah, it's kind of a wacky transformation. But one thing that like you can notice is the vehicle mode is pretty much entirely gray, kind of like the original toy. It's only when he transforms we can see the purple. That's the same with the Universe version. It's gray in tank mode, and then when he transforms, that's when the purple shows. That I do find clever. So, yeah. That is one thing I like. But now, let's move on to the transformation. In fact, silly me, I forgot to show the comparisons. So, first of all, here's our most modern Galvatron. So, back then we were complaining about this figure just not really being all too great. Nowadays, we complain about this figure being constantly re-released. Because this is the Kingdom molds. And this is the Studio Series version of it. Although we can see that, yeah, we have come quite a long way. You know, this guy was just doing his own thing, just being a funny version of G1 Galvatron. Here, he's now, like, really cartoon accurate, or movie accurate, I should say. But honestly, I do like how both versions look. I mean, of course, we've got the tank here for, I don't know, just, if you just want to tank Galvatron. And if you're a cartoon accurate nut, of course, we got the cannon now. But honestly, I do like how both these guys look. Or at least in vehicle mode. Now, how does he look next to the Universe version? Because, oh my goodness, that is... Let's just say the chrome really helps this guy pop compared to the, like, universe version. But that's pretty much the only difference. That and, like, the little button here is black instead of orange. Those are pretty much the only differences in this mode. But trust me, the chrome really does help this guy pop, in my opinion. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it, so... Let's move on to the transformation. So, just before we move on to the transformation, pretty much the only accessory that this guy comes with is his missile. That's it. That's the only accessory. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, let's move on to the transformation. So, try and tilt my camera up. Now, the transformation on this guy is kind of fiddly at some places, so this might take a while. But to start, I'm just going to take this back section of the turret, try and untab it. There we go. Move this down. And now I'm gonna have to try and leverage the whole turret section up. There we go. So try and move the little gun section of the turret up, and then squeeze these halves together. There we go. And just rotate all this around. And this forms its arm cannon. Like so. If you haven't done so already, just untab these side bits here. And should I do like the turret mode first? Yeah, I'll probably try and do the turret mode first. Or at least like an interpretation of it. So what I'll do is untab these. Come on, there we go. Try and move these down. And then for the turret mode, or a version of it, because there's not really a clear instruction on how to do it. You just want to try and get these little feet out. Then just open these up. Left this front section out. And then you just orientate these so they pretty much just have these as legs. So you can spin these little purple things around. And as long as I can get them standing like pretty normally, I say that's pretty good for the turret mode. There you go. Yeah, it's not the best thing, especially because this keeps flopping around. Try and get these tabbed in. But really, this is a cup mode, so it's not the best looking, so there you go. But what I'm now going to do is try and get them back into tank mode, and we'll do the transformation how it's intended, from tank to robot. So, of course, we've transformed the turret, we've untapped these bits, and we're just going to move them down and out the way for now. Next, we're going to take these side bits and just move them down. And now we're going to take the legs and just extend them out. Like so. But this bit can actually come off, so be careful you don't lose it. Oh, it's knocked into the camera with my arm, damn it. But we actually want to spin around, just spin the waist around. There we go. So spin that at the waist. There we go. So just rotate these. Then rotate the lower leg here. In fact, better yet, push these forward first. Then rotate these around. Spin the feet around and then just move them down. Then these little bits will, I guess, be heels. I say that loosely because they don't really work all too well. If anything, this guy bloody sucks at standing. But anyway, next we're just going to take the turret and tab that and just try and move that over to here where it forms his right arm. Like so. That's going to leverage this out the way. Take the other arm. Try and move that down. Like so. Just move this a little bit up on the shoulder. Get the hand out. Pushing this bit. Get these little bits out. And then these will actually close up. Although this is kind of fiddly to do. There we go. So you want it closed up like this, essentially. And we're nearly there. So we're trying to swivel the leg so he can actually stand. Come in here. Fold around the hand. Oh, also spin around the forearm. And yeah, it's kind of loose. Anyway, then just take this. This will go to the chest plate, move it down, slide it up, and then just get that pressed in. And here we have Galvatron in robot mode. And that was certainly a transformation. Like, yeah, that's kind of an awkward transformation. Like, parts just constantly collide, parts can come off. Yeah, that's not really too fun to do, to be honest. Like compared with Cyclonus, whose transformation is rather easy and fun to do, this guy's transformation is honestly kind of awkward. So, yeah. And well, the resulting robot mode, at least the Henkei version, this does look really nice. Although, yeah, there are some flaws to it. Namely, see, I have his legs closer together. He can't stand for shit. Like, you have to have his legs kind of, like, far apart so he can stand normally. And honestly, yeah, that's kind of weird for me. Anyway, having a 360, we can see he just has a huge arse flap now. And yeah, he's just got a backpack now. But he does have light piping, so that's cool, I guess. So we do have light piping. Plus the missile launcher still works. So yeah. Although, yeah, this is a rather fiddly figure. Like, this arm's kind of loose on mine. Like, you kind of tighten it with a screwdriver, but still. Plus, there's just a lot of cut things. Like the cut Third mode, there's just a random hook on one of the shoulders. Like, why is that there? So, yeah. And honestly, I do really like the chrome on one of the shoulders, but again, I'm worried in case it starts chipping. I think it has started chipping on this guy. So, yeah. But anyway. Normally I'd show like the accessories now, but of course, he just has the missile launcher, which, to be fair, just can point forward, which is pretty nice. But he can't even hold weapons, because, like, one hand's a closed fist, the other's like a slappy hand, I guess, which is kind of weird looking. So, yeah. But let's just point out with the Kingdom figure, or in this case, the Studio Series figure. I mean, you can see that, yeah, that is definitely an improvement. And of course, this guy's a freaking leader class. This is just a deluxe. Like, yeah, he was a deluxe. Like, you think Galvatron would at least be like a Voyager back in the universe, but no. They made him a deluxe. I think there's rumors that he was going to be a bigger figure, but they had to make him a deluxe class, but I don't know. So, yeah. But anyway, definitely prefer how the Kingdom one just handles. Like, it feels a lot more solid. Plus, he does have like some extra guns and the freaking Matrix on him, so there's that. But let's just see how the universe version looks. Oh, that is a lot of orange. Okay, that's one thing I'll give the Henkei version. He does look a lot nicer than the universe version, because what is with all of that orange? That is just, ugh. That is really weird looking. Like, that might be a callback to the toy, I don't know. Like the original toy, but yeah, I'm not a fan of all the orange from the universe version. So this guy does visually look better, but honestly, I just don't like how he handles. Like, he feels rather fiddly. But at least it's just this guy and the universe version. At least they haven't like constantly remolded this guy and like they haven't constantly repainted this guy. Oh wait, they have. Oh my god. So yeah. So the complaints that we have with Kingdom Galvatron, where he's just constantly re-released tons of times, the universe version kind of also had that problem, albeit it was more like in multi-packs and special releases. So, at least it wasn't. Oh, it's just a slightly better deco for I don't know, reveal the shield, buy it again. Like this guy is, but still, multiple versions of this mold. I don't really want to think about it. Ugh. Speaking of things I don't want to think about, the articulation, because, as I said, handling this guy is, I mean, you can literally see this. Yeah, this guy's kind of a shit show. But anyway, head can go side to side. Can't really look up and down, but you can force his head in if you really want that. This arm is up. Well, this arm's on a ball joint, so it can't move. If you want him to T-pose, he can kind of do that. Double jointed elbow, which is pretty cool. Swivel there. Wrist can kind of go it down. This arm is kind of more limited. It can go forward. Elbow can move, can swivel. Waist can swivel because of the transformation. He can kick forward, currently can kick back because of the flap in the way. He does have knees. And that's what I was talking about with this flap constantly coming off, so just be careful about that. Yeah, we've got a swivel there. And also here. So pick your poison. Feet can move. Kind of pivot, not that much though. And that's about it. But honestly, good luck trying to get this guy into a good pose, because if you have his legs closed, then he doesn't balance too well. And that is a pretty big complaint. And a huge sea of already pretty big complaints. So let's just keep the complaints short here, because I think lots of other people have complained about this figure. So, complaints. You can't stand too well unless you have the legs like spread out like this. The chrome's nice, but honestly, I'm just kind of worried about it. It's more a nitpick, but still. The way that he just handles is really awkward. Both this guy and the Universe version. Apparently, the Universe version handles worse than this guy. But parts still come off rather easily. Like, this arm can come off. The flap at the back can come off. Apparently, like, this can come off. I've seen in at least one review. This whole arm can come off. So just be careful. And plus, if you get the Universe version, it's a lot of gaudy orange. So that's one thing that the Henkei version has over this. But still, would I recommend this? Yeah, no, not really. I mean, we do have a pretty decent Galvatron in Generations now. Granted, Hasbro's been rather cheeky in making us buy it multiple times. But it's still a pretty good figure in my opinion. For this guy, I really just bought this out of curiosity. You know, like, I have had Ironhide, and yeah, it's not a good figure, but it's kind of entertaining for me. This guy, honestly, like, I do like the chrome on him for the Henkei version, but honestly, yeah, I get why people don't like him. It's just a huge pain to try and, like, mess with and to transform and all that. I like the vehicle mode, but honestly, if you're not like a huge diehard like Chug collector, just stick with like Kingdom or Studio Series, honestly. So yeah. But this has been my review on Henkei Galvatron, and this is a Transformers fan signing off.